Well, Ziggy, man, fantastic news. Just tell us about how this all came about and how long the new deal is.
Well, the new year's an extension of last season onto this season. Obviously, I'm delighted to be here. The club have been fantastic with me, but I just felt like after last season, the way I was, the reception I had from the fans, the community I felt indebted to every single one of them to put back on that jersey and give my best like I try to do every single week.
You can feel a real buzz here at the moment, like some of the new signings. There's some local heroes that have come back into the team as well. And you've got a couple of youth teams that won premierships. So how are you feeling about the upcoming season?
I think we've got a fantastic mix of players. I think we've got leaders, we've got potential leaders in the side that are young lads who have played a lot of A-League games. We've got, like you just mentioned, boys who are used to winning from the youth team. They've came up, and it's really down to myself, like Simo and real leaders, the core group of leaders to help influence those young boys, and hopefully they'll make a big mark this season.
If there was a mark out of 10, where do you reckon you were at last season yourself?
I think I can always do better. I think I can always do better in every single game. The only thing I can give myself out of 10 is effort. That's the only thing I can really judge myself on. My performances are opinion based on every single person watching the game, so I'll leave that to them.
Yeah, a great answer. Such a good answer. International diplomat, I'd say. But mate, you said about being a fan favourite, and I would totally agree, and that is all based on effort level. Would you agree?
I think so. I think, being a professional football player, first and foremost, it's a privilege to play football. And if you're not going onto the pitch with a smile and enthusiasm and a willingness to win, you don't deserve to be on the pitch. So I think when it comes down to effort, it should be a foregone conclusion that everyone who steps in that park for this club should always give 100% effort.
Were you weighing up anything to head back to Europe at all, or was it you always wanted to stay here?
I think pilled with the circumstances, that's going around the world these days, I'm very comfortable here. My family's settled here, and as I keep reiterating, I feel so obliged to the people here, the fans, the community, the clubs, the youth players, everyone surrounding this club. There's good times ahead, and I can feel it. And I think you just mentioned there's a buzz around the place, and I can feel it, and I think everyone else will eventually feel that too.
Who are your best mates in the team in the time that you've been here?
Obviously I'm from Scotland, so Mikey McGunchy, being a Scot, was a good mate of mine last season. But I get on well with all the boys here, and it's just really important that you've got friendships here. But the main focus is winning games, and I'm a winner. I want to win games, and sometimes you need to push friendships to one side when you're on the field, and then off the field you can have a coffee and be best mates. But on the field, it's very serious for me.
You at Terrigal, it's like you're down there like every morning on the weekends, and you're alongside the former mayor. It's like you've got your own little posse down there, mate. You're the king of Terrigal.
I wouldn't say I'm the king of Terrigal. I think I'm one of the citizens of Terrigal. I'm probably the jester, if not the king. I try to have a laugh, try to engage in the community. I try to talk to people every single morning and get people on the Mariners bandwagon, because it's so important that we get everyone together. This club will only flourish if we're all in it together, like the club was and the club is still now. We just need to remind people of how the good times can be and the good times will be.
Excellent. Ziggy, you touched on before about the blend sort of we have in this group. We've got a young core and some more experienced senior guys with you. How important is that senior blend, and how's it been working with someone with the experience of Ollie since he's come in?
I think Ollie's a fantastic addition. I don't need to speak too much about Ollie in terms of his character and where he's played. That goes without saying. I think having the likes of him and the other core boys in the team will really inspire the young boys. And at the end of the day, it's a reality check, because when you come onto this pitch, you need to be up to the standards. There's not a settling in period, for me anyway. You have to be good enough to play on this pitch. You have to be good enough to play in front of the fans, and if you're not good enough, you'll bypass and you won't have a career. And we're very fortunate here that all the young boys have such a fantastic attitude, which has been helped by the youth coaches here with Nick Montgomery and Serge, and they've came on to this playing field, and they're bringing those same lessons onto us, and it's a fantastic mix, and the boys are doing so well so far.
Yeah, and for you, how's the body feeling during pre-season?
Always good, always 100%, never complaining.
I got one more. I watched the Pele movie last night. He plays in a World Cup at the age of 17. He's selected in the Brazilian team at the age of 16. Who's the kid here in pre-season that's got a bit of wow factor for you, that you think, in a few years' time he could be anything?
I think every single player here it's up to them whether they become something or they become nothing. So I don't want to put pressure on any players, but there's enough pressure on every single player knowing that if they commit to the team, they commit to what the gaffer's trying to teach them, they could be anything, and I hope to help them on that journey.